Hello everybody, my name is Joe, and today I'm going to be doing a Minecraft 1.7 overview. Now, yeah, Minecraft 1.7 just came out today, and there is a lot to go over, so I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get to it all. Like, there are some things that I'm gonna mention, but I'm gonna purposely leave out just because they're not that they're not as important. It's just they're not as important to just casual players, I should say, or people that don't do adventure maps or things like that. So yeah, let's just get into it. Now, yeah. Well, the first thing is left control to sprint. Now, instead of having to push W like I am doing now, you don't have to do that anymore, which is really convenient. So you can just push W like you're walking and then push control and you start sprinting. And it definitely makes the game a lot more convenient, especially when the times when W just doesn't work or anything. Now, if you push control, you'll automatically sprint no matter what. Now, another thing they've added is the new options menu. Now, in the options menu, they've changed it a lot. As you can see, it looks a lot different from what it was. They've added the super secret settings that I'll go over in a little bit. But they've added a whole new section just specifically for the music and sound. Like, you can change the master volume down to 50%, and you can edit everything. Like, I have the music off. Weather gets annoying, so you don't have to listen to it rain. And when it rains, you don't have to turn your particles off anymore, because you can just change it in your audio. So that is really nice. Just like the nether portals that are behind me, I turned the blocks down because they were being really annoying and I didn't want to listen to them anymore. Or cows, for example, friendly creatures. I was setting this whole thing up yesterday, and cows kept annoying me, so I turned that off so I wouldn't have to hear them. So yeah, there's all these new music sounds, so that's really convenient. And then video settings changed a little bit. There is no longer the whole render distance of short, tiny, or tiny, short, normal, far. No, it goes by chunks now. So I run on 8 chunks just because my computer's not the best, but it can go all the way up to 16. Yeah, and then you can change your max frame rate. Then they added anisotropic filtering. I'm not completely sure what it does. I still don't know, to be honest. But I do know if it turns all the way up, it looks a lot better. And then the map levels, I'm not sure what that does either. I just know if you run them on max, the game looks a hell of a lot better. And then everything else is just kind of the same. I mean, it's what we're used to. So yeah, that's about it. I'm pretty sure. For the option, you know what? Let's just go over the super secret settings real quick. Let me turn on F3 so I can tell what they are. Now, with this updated, they added the super secret settings, which are built-in shaders. So there's this one. It's kind of hard to tell the difference with some of them. They added that. Whoa, that is really trippy. Okay. Oh, dude, it looks all fabulous and glittery, and that looks cool. I mean, I couldn't play it because it hurts my eyes, but yeah. And then this one, which is bumpy. It looks all these shaders are really cool looking. I'm just gonna speed through them really quickly. Hopefully, here's one that I find extremely funny. You can play it upside down now. So, as if Minecraft wasn't difficult enough at times with the zombie horde and the skeletons, now you can just try to play it upside down, and that works. Sorry if you just heard my laundry go off in the background. That is unintentional. Then they have this. There are a lot of them. Like, when they first announced them, I could not imagine, or not believe how many they added. They definitely will help with things such as machinimas and whatnot. And I think they're off now, correct? Correct. Okay. Next, they added a whole bunch of new commands, with command blocks and such, like set spawn point. I'm not going to go over them. If you want to check them out, I'll leave the link to the wiki page of all the changes in the description. Go check that out. And then new particles. So now there are new particles when you fish, and I'm flying up real quick because if my particles are on, just to make sure, I'm not completely sure. Particles, okay. So now if I fall down, there's a new falling particle. Bam! You saw that. It was kind of like a hit the ground particle sort of effect. I don't know how to describe it exactly. And now there are new particles when there's fishing. There's like water jumps up and down and little particle trails of where the fish are swimming, and it makes things a lot more cool. So another thing they added is a whole bunch of new achievements. I put this in the book so it'd be more convenient for me. They added 6 new achievements. One is called repopulation. You do get that from breeding 2 cows with wheat. The next is diamonds to use. You throw diamonds at a player or a zombie that can hold loot and whatnot, and you get that. Adventuring time you get from discovering all the biomes. The beginning, I say that with a question mark because it has a question mark. You get that from spawning the wither. You get the beginning from killing the wither, and beaconator from crafting a beacon, which you can get obviously from killing the wither and getting another star and whatnot. So yeah, that adds a lot more to that. Now let's just cover the nether portals next. As you can see, there's the normal nether portals, but with this update you can make them different sizes. You can make them odd, which is a whole lot more helpful with builds, because I know with myself I've made builds that are like 3 wide or on an odd number, and then I have to find some weird place to I am terrible, but I have to find some weird place to put my nether portal because it's 2 wide and not 3 like the rest of my house. So yeah, and it's really inconvenient. Let me turn the rain off because I did not expect it to rain. But yeah, now you can make odd numbered nether portals, and well, even bigger even numbered nether portals, just bigger nether portals and more cool shapes. You can make them super big, super tall, super wide, and yeah, it's a whole lot more cool. Now, I'm just gonna add this now because it's a big thing that everybody cared about in this update. I couldn't get footage of them, but I got a lot of screenshots of the new updates. Or not updates. They added a whole bunch of new biomes in this update. So as you can see, there's one right here. It has the what is it called? The roofed forest biome, and it has a new tree, the dark oak tree, and yeah. I'm just gonna go ahead and show the new biomes now really quickly. Alrighty, I'm back. Really hope you enjoyed seeing the new biomes. I'm sorry I couldn't get actual recordings of each. I'm running out of time, and I have a certain time I want this up by, so I just found pictures on the wiki. Yeah, so I'm sorry about that, but let's continue. So, here is the new maps. Now, when you put maps in item frames, they take up the entirety of a block now. And as you can see from the side, the item frame border is only seen from the side and it protrudes off the wall a little bit. But now the maps sort of mesh together to make a smoother transition of a map. Also, if you look over here, there are colors, and that is because on maps now, they show colored wool, and each block has a different sort of color and shade so you can tell what it is. But now you can tell different colored wool apart. So that's over there, and I made some a little 4 square of different colors over there. As you can see, is right there, and it's very visible on the map now. So another thing, I'll just quickly switch over to my game mode. Another thing is when you get set on fire, if you fall into a cauldron, it can put you out, but it depletes a little bit of your water, as you can see. So that was full, and now it's down a little bit. Let's do that again. Get in there. See, it depleted a little bit of the water. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. I mean, it's not a big change, but it's nice all the same. It's just a little touch that makes the game a little bit more cool. Let's come over here. As you can see, iron bars and glass panes now connect together. So that's just another little change that's helpful that people have, I'm pretty sure people have asked for before. And yeah, now, new fishing. That is a big, scary music. But yeah, new fishing was a big part of this update. You can now catch 3 categories of things when you fish. You can either catch fish, treasure, or junk. Now, treasure includes enchanted rods, enchanted bows, enchanted books, name tags, tripwire hooks, lily pads, and saddles. And the junk include damaged rods, water bottles, rotten flesh, string, leather, bows, sticks, boots, and or damaged boots. So, yeah. And what I mentioned up here with the enchanted rods, there are 2 new enchantments with this update, and they are both for fishing rods. There is Lure and Luck of the Sea. Lure decreases the time that you have to wait between fish, so it makes fish come to you quicker. And Luck of the Sea increases your chances of getting treasure and not junk. And yeah, now over to the new fish. Like I said, there are the typical fish that we've all known and loved, just fish. But they've also added salmon in the raw and cooked variety. They also added clownfish and pufferfish. Now you can eat clownfish. You can't cook clownfish, but you can eat it raw, and I believe it heals up 1 hunger. Yeah, I think so. And then pufferfish. Now, pufferfish are kind of special. You can eat pufferfish, but when you eat pufferfish, it's not the best idea. As you can see, I have poison 4, nausea 2, hunger 3, and it takes me down to 1 heart and messes me up, or a half a heart and messes me up really badly. Now, I'm just gonna game mode real quick, get some milk, and get rid of all the poison and whatnot. I did not finish drinking it. Boom. Okay, that's better. But, also, pufferfish not only can be eaten and royally screw you up if you eat them, if you brew some awkward potions and then put the pufferfish in there and let it brew, you now get water breathing potions. So, where you would have to use like respiration and aqua affinity before to stay underwater longer and see and whatnot, now if you just use the water breathing potion when it finishes brewing, for however long the potion lasts, you can breathe underwater without it going down. So let's see my little health bubbles. See, the water bubbles just do not go down, and I will have that for 3 minutes, or 8 minutes if you extend it. I believe 8 minutes is the extended time for pretty much everything. But yeah, you can breathe underwater now, and that is really, really awesome. So, another thing is the new types of wood. Now, as you can see, there are the old types, you know, the oak wood, spruce, birch, and jungle. And a little change they made it to these, though. The tops now have their own distinct, you know, kind of, not pattern, but color and vibe to them. They all used to look like this, the oak wood, but now the spruce is darker, this is lighter, and this is its own little thing, you know? So, along come these two, the acacia wood and dark oak wood. Now, these two are from different trees and new biomes. The dark oak wood is from the dark oak tree, which you'll find in roofed forests, as you can see around, and the acacia wood you get from acacia trees that are found in savannas. Now, in the screenshot that I just showed of the savannah, it showed jungle, and that's because it was a screenshot from a few snapshots ago. I apologize for that. But yeah, this is what the actual trees and stuff look like in the savanna biome, the acacia trees. They're really nice looking. They're kind of grayish and have like an orange thing, and these are the new saplings. Now, note about the dark oak saplings is if you want to plant a dark oak tree, they have to be 2x2. So, kind of like if you're growing big jungle trees, you have to plant 2x2 and then bone meal 1 and it will grow a tree. So, yeah. Next are some new blocks. Now, they added podzol, which is a sort of a dirt thing. I guess is the only way I can describe it. It's a form of dirt, I guess, and it's found in mega taiga biomes. Also, red sand, which is found in mesa biomes, with the stained clay biomes. And you can use red sand to craft into glass. Yeah, glass. And then packed ice you find in the ice spike plains, I believe. And it's not transparent, it's opaque, which means you can't see through it. And a big feature about it is torches don't melt it. So people that have had like ice spaces in the past that have had the inconvenience of their ice melting, no longer will it melt. Well, normal ice will still melt, but packed ice, if you find it and use it, it does not melt from torchlight. Thank God. Next thing is stained glass. Now, you can use stained glass in a bunch of different builds. They released stained glass in the April Fool's 2.0 release, but they actually put it in this one, and it's Oh my god, it's so nice looking. I have a single player world I play on, and it was just clear glass for my entire house, and now it's just this white glass because it's a lot nicer looking, and I enjoy it. It's all frosted and stuff. And yeah, stained glass is really, really nice looking, and it'll make really cool builds. Next are the new flowers. So as you can see here are the two old flowers, but the old flower, which was a rose, is renamed into a poppy. You'll see in a minute. So we have dandelions, poppies, blue orchids, alliums, azure bluet, red tulips, orange tulips, white tulips, pink tulips, an oxeye daisy, a sunflower, which will always face this direction, which is the direction the sun rises, because that's a sunflower and it follows the sun. Then we have a lilac, a rose bush, and the peony. Peony? I'm not completely sure how to pronounce these. Some of them are really weird. But yeah, rose bushes now are what they are. And if you craft rose bushes, then you get 2 red rose dye. And yeah, also, really quickly, they added these, which is double tall grass. And they can grow naturally. See, there are double tall grass here, I believe? Yeah, they can grow naturally where tall grass grows and whatnot. And then large ferns, which grow where ferns grow, which is, I believe, the jungle. Don't quote me on that. I should know. But I don't. I don't spend much time in jungles because I find them extremely annoying. But I believe they grow in jungles, and yeah, they're large and ferny. I just said ferny. Anyways, over to the last bit before I end this video off. Written books can now be cloned using Book and Quill, kind of like maps can clone each other. So yeah, written books can now be cloned using a Book and Quill, and they can stack in 16 book stacks. Item frames now drop the item inside them when punched. So if I punch this, then well, of course I didn't get that because I'm in creative and I'm a derp. And then also shows item name if it was named in an anvil. So if you go back a couple seconds, you'll see that was named item frame because I named it in anvil, so you'd see it. Sugarcane color is now biome dependent, similar to leaves, grass, vines, etc. So like the grass will be this color here, but different in a jungle or a swamp, and ugly in a swamp because there's ugly grass there. But yeah. And then flint and steel is now a shapeless crafting recipe. That is always an issue I've had with the whole recipe. I've always put the flint on top, and I feel stupid every time I've made flint and steel, and I will not feel that way anymore because it's a shapeless crafting recipe now, and that is so great. Also, it can be used to ignite creepers. I don't know why you would want to, but you can do that now, because I felt necessary to add that. Also, dead bushes can now be placed on hardened clay, stained clay, and dirt. That is because they can spawn on hardened clay in the mesa biome and stuff like that. And last but not least, the armor, bows, fishing rods, and swords can now get the unbreaking from enchantment tables. So they can get unbreaking on them naturally. So if you put them on a table, you can get a chance of getting unbreaking. Actually, it's a really good chance of getting unbreaking, I'm pretty sure. Also, something I forgot to mention and put on this little board of information is now, if you enchant a book, you can get 2 enchantments on them, and normally, I believe all the time, the 2 enchantments do not go together. One is like a tool enchantment, the other is an armor enchantment, or something like that. 2 enchantments that don't go together, and it will give you both of them, and you have to choose which is more important and which one you find more valuable to use. So, yeah, I think that's about it for this update, actually. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you learned something, yeah, good. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this update, and I hope you do too, so see you guys next time.